Three, two, one, let's go again. This is the rematch, Volume 2. So if you didn't watch the first video, I've played this opponent just recently, Avrevs, 14k, against myself, 10k. Just played them, just did the video, so you might want to watch that one first. But into the rematch. So now we know a little bit about this player, right? Because we've just won a game against them by 30 points. They weren't super aggressive, not quite as technical in terms of the skill level. As you can tell, 14k up against 10k. There is a discrepancy there, but you never know. But now that I have a feel for this player, I suspect this game might be even better in terms of advantage for me. So let's get into it. Black gets the first move again, just like the last game. And then black gets aggressive. Interesting. Okay, so this is unlike the first game. So black's deviated their strategy a little bit and gotten a little more aggressive. I wonder if that'll play out in my defense strategy here, because maybe I wasn't expecting that. I mean, watching the video now, I wasn't expecting that. Mind you, this was a game from a couple years ago. I haven't gone through it in detail, so who knows what I was thinking then. But that's kind of the whole point, is to kind of reconstruct that and just talk about it. So carrying on, man, I digress sometimes. So big moves again this time. So I'm just going to back it up to there. So black got aggressive right off the bat, right? They attacked I had their bottom right-hand corner. Black attacked it right away before anyone has gone up to these corners. So they're still wide open. And black now is interestingly extending upwards from his lower left-hand position. Well, again, just ignoring those, I built up a pretty nice little base there at the bottom. You can exploit that a little bit, but that's a solid start for sure. Meanwhile, black's got a decent little gap in here, right? Like, that's a pretty big space. You could throw in there, make something happen, maybe connect over back with this group here, but we'll see what happens. I kind of opt for the bigger moves up there. Like I said, those corners are still open, right? So those are easy money. You got to take the easy money, right? It's a low-hanging fruit. You got to take it when you can. Another pretty big move. I like that. This corner's still open, but I'm saying, hey, I'm taking these two and I'm pushing this way. Because black's already extended pretty far. If he gets another one, he's basically saying, I got that whole bottom lower half of the board, unless you want to fight for it. And knowing how the last game went, these big moves are potentially going to be important. I don't like that move by black. In response, I definitely would have went underneath, maybe like here, C10. He's not gaining much by this. This group's not really... It's not really under threat. You don't really have to... I feel like this is a defensive move, right? Because he's running out this way, but he doesn't have to, because these two stones aren't in trouble yet. Like, he can extend outwards to the right. Like, this would be a better play for him, and then he's building up a base with some of these moves, but then he's not capturing any territory. Like, if you just draw a triangle, he's kind of got a line. And that's why you kind of originally want to start playing near the outsides of the board, because you don't have to have a back to your group. You use the edge of the board as sort of the back to your territory. And he's not doing that. He's come out for some reason. So anyway, I don't want to get hung up on one move, but I don't like that play. So I kind of do what I was just talking about to him. I push underneath. This stone's on an island, right? But now I'm pushing underneath to say, hey, I want this, and I'm threatening to slide under here, right? Because this is still pretty open. Like I said, he's only got two stones, and that's a lot of space. You can attack that. Anyway, this game's going way slower. So let's... Oh, there we go. There we attack. And we actually push right in. Look at that. And take some of that corner over for ourselves as its own group. This is totally different from the last game. We had one little fight in the corner, but not like this. This is its own little group that I attacked and won by playing off his shoulder right here. Or wherever, maybe it was this stone right here. Off his shoulder to this stone. And sliding underneath. And it's totally cut off now, but that's fine, because this group is still solid. He can attack this one off on his own a little bit, but I can still also attack these two and potentially get that whole left-hand side of the board, which would be huge. That could all be one group. So I seal up my position down there. That's totally safe now. I attack that and won. He's playing too loose, too spaced out. and it just left some space to be exploited. So, anywho, there we go. Threatening to cut off those 4 by playing there. I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna go right there, cut off these 4, kill them off, and then get that hole left. But I'm assuming he responds as he does. So those groups are going to be split now. There's no way those are going to connect. I'm talking about mine. So I have one up here and one down here, and they are totally separate now. They'll never connect unless I can maybe kill off one of, this whole center group later in the game. Never say never, but unlikely. So we're 43 moves in. My mouth's getting dry from talking so much. Gonna have some citrus twist. And that upper right-hand corner of the board is still wide open. We've had some good fights now, jumped in on his territory, but there's still a huge move out there at that 4-4 position, the Q16 point. So, who's going to go there first? I'm beefing up my bottom position there. I don't mind that. Again, same kind of thing. I was threatening up here to cut him off. By playing here, I actually love this play. There is still a big move on the board, but this is a valuable play because right now, without that position, I have sort of this as my group. It would be nice to extend it out another 2 lines and capture a whole bunch of points by playing that 1 stone. And you're getting that stone for free because you're threatening to cut off this position right here. You want to say, hey, with my next move, I'm going to go right there and have a 2 in a row link up, and that's going to kill off this guy. So he has to respond, right? You can't ignore that. Black's got to go there, and by doing that, you know where they're going to play. You're forcing him into a move, and you get way more out of it than he does. He saves his stones, and he gets, maybe a couple points there. Meanwhile, I'm extending my group, which I'd drawn out kind of like that, right? And then I'm extending it that much further, and then maybe up. So it's just, anyway, I like that move. I'll try and go a little bit faster through the rest of this. I have been just going off on tangents. Did the same thing again right there. By pushing up, I'm threatening to cut off this position right here again and kill that. He has to respond, and it's just given me kind of free reign to direct this little battle where I want and the outline. So I pushed it over 2 lines initially, and now I'm saying, hey, I just want to keep on growing it this way. And I'll do the same probably on that side. So meanwhile, he's getting no territory, right? Because he just got a string of stones with no captured space. So I'm capturing space in between my stones every time we do one of these back and forth moves. And moving on. So this is a longer game. I really should speed up. But again, rematch. It is quite a bit different, though. It's surprisingly different than the last game so far. It's interesting that we both sort of changed our styles here a little bit. All right, so we've moved out a little bit. I've captured a nice little space in there. Black can still push in that way, and now this is nice. I'm starting to build up that left-hand side by threatening here, and then I can come up this way. Gonna respond. There we go. Like clockwork, push up. Threaten to cut him. A bit of a battle up there. I like that conservative play. I'm not getting crazy. Just saying, hey, I want my space. And now that's pretty safe, right? We're 72 moves in, and I've just sealed that up. So, but also we're 72 moves in, and this corner is still wide open. That's wild. The last game, it was huge groups kind of built off these corners, and in this game is quite different. It's surprising. And these were played, one right after the other too. So it's not like there was a huge time gap or anything. It was immediate. So anyway, Black gets aggressive. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Sure. There we go. Black got aggressive, tried to push in here, do a couple crazy things. Same thing down here. But I ignore that at this point. Say it's not worth fighting over 1 or 2 stones. When you have this huge corner, it's time to take that. That's the game now. Whoever takes this is going to win. And Black has a potentially strong position. He's built up a solid wall. There's some cutting points that I just traced through. But that's one big wall that I'm not going to really most likely cut. Like maybe I could cut it here. I'm not going to cut it there. So a potentially strong position, but he needs that sort of offset counterpoint, the opposite kind of group, right? This is this one big line. He needs another big line over here to capture the space in between. And right now he doesn't have that. So it would be pretty beneficial for him to have this corner up here and start to capture that space in the middle. But I don't know. I like my play in the big corner there by taking that at the 4-4. But I feel like there was maybe a missed opportunity to come in here at like K16, start to threaten to cut here and keep him really narrow, right? If you can make his second line in that way, he's captured no space with that huge string of stones. And meanwhile, if I'm building up a line here to attack kind of this direction, and my backside is over here, then I'm getting all this, right? So I'm keeping him thin, and I'm just getting nice and spread out and strong over there. But so looking back, it would have been nice to maybe play a little bit further to the left, but I'm sure it'll work out fine. Oh, they're aggressive again. Black in the 3-3. Definitely didn't happen in the last game, where someone jumped in behind there in the corner. So that's an aggressive. Yeah, I don't know. Black seems desperate at this point. If we're being honest, right? It doesn't look great. I have a huge group up here. I have a little group down here, and this is pretty solid too. Meanwhile, Black hasn't captured much. So this might just be Black going on the offensive here, trying to get aggressive and kill me off. But it might allow me actually to. Interesting. I was talking about playing further left over here to eat up that space. By jumping in here at the 3-3, Black might actually push me that way, which is exactly what I wanted to be doing. So that's not a great move by Black, I don't think, because he wants to be having a line here and pushing me this way into the corner. But now he's pushing me out into the space that I want to eat up, right? So looking back, probably not a great play by Black. Oops. Who's the old camera? There we go. Yeah, Black's trying to win that corner, but he's just pushing me into that space. This might actually work out really well, unintentionally. That was poorly played by me, if we're being honest, up here. I could have lost some stones up there. He could have killed me off, right? Like, let's go back. I play there. He's got... Oh, no, he plays... Actually, no, I take that back. Then he'd have to go there to seal up. I play out here. Yeah, so he's probably fine. Never mind. But he left it alone, so he allowed me to take it. Sure. There we go. I sort of seal that up. So this isn't a vulnerability, right? If we look at what, M17, I kind of draw that funny. I should just show the point at M17, because that's cutting point, but then, we make it safe by playing right beside it. Black's kind of fighting up in the upper right, but then I go down to the bottom. So now we're getting, this looks more familiar. This is like what we had in the last game, where we're just kind of following each other around the board, sealing up the holes and the gaps, and just outlining your territory. Say, hey, I want this whole bottom chunk. This is what I'm going to take. Black's like, sure. If you look at Black's outline, actually, it is strong, right? Like that's wall one line, probably. But he needs that other offset, right? We're talking about that before. And then to push me into the corner and exert his force going this way. And by doing that, capturing that center part. But he's doing the exact opposite. He's taken this corner, and I have a line now building this side, and he's pushing me this way, right into the space that's going to win the game. This might end up being a bit of a blowout in terms of the score. A little bit of fighting here. Okay. So this is worth noting. We just drew out the positions, right? So I have this group down here. I have a line up here with no real territory captured yet. I got a couple of spots up here, which it's going to live. It's going to be fine. But it's not like I've captured a lot of space. Now, then we attacked this line. Remember how I was saying he's got this really strong line here, not a lot of cutting points. Well, I just attacked one right there at L8, right there. And I didn't get through. I didn't get to connect up to my lower group down here. But now I'm pushing up this way, which is going to feed into this group up here, right? I have this line, but nothing captured. If I can kind of build up another bit of a group, kind of exploring these directions, doesn't have to be exact. I'm kind of expanding that way. All of a sudden, I can play off this line up at the top that I already have and capture that space while also kind of exerting some influence and some force on this group. And I can threaten to cut them here now. I can threaten to cut him here because I can retreat this way. If he puts me in Atari, I can link up with this group over here, which already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. So that buys me some time to connect up to that and then sneak up this way and connect up with this group. And then all of a sudden you've stolen the middle of the board. So all that to say, I like it. Well played. Good job to me against a weaker opponent. So I'm exploiting him a little bit, but is what it is. That's how you play the game. Oh, and there we go. So black does attack back. I might kill that stone off. We'll see. It's kind of a not looking great for him sort of a situation. Maybe he can salvage that, actually. Ooh, okay. Let's pause it for 1 second. Black's safe up in the upper right-hand corner, right? That's fine. He's got this group here, which is technically going to be probably safe at this point because it's connected to these two. He can probably connect up, and all of a sudden, this might be one big group-ish. Something like that, right? Which is going to be safe, and now that makes it... I don't really care about that, but what I do care about now is that group can maybe surround this group, right? I have a huge group here, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10 stones, and it's completely bordered on that side now by that group, and over here on the left, almost encircled on that side. There's a cutting point right here. If black plays there next, this group of mine is toast. So black played there, which is the safe move, because back up 1. Because right now, it doesn't seem so bad. It seems like this group of his is in trouble. But he, plays there at 0-13, thereby linking this one up. That was actually a great play on his part. He's saving this group by extending out and getting close to connecting up here with this group up here, right? So that's actually a great play. And then all of a sudden now, my group is in trouble. So I don't think I recognized that at first. I should have played here at J14 immediately. And I didn't. Maybe not, actually, because now I see what I did. This group's safe. If I ignore this group, he can kill me off with one play at M17. This group is dead of mine, and all of a sudden he's totally surrounded those. So that's a nice little kill. So I do have to respond to that, but then I gotta deal with that other center group next, right? What happens next? So black threatens to connect and cut me off again, so I connect. That's fine. Yeah, see there, that's a misplay. That was a wasted move. Black didn't need to go there. If I was smart, and the time, I actually don't know what I'd do here. If I was smart playing this game, my next move would be right here at J14. If I don't play there, I might deserve to lose this game. I don't! Oh, I didn't do it. This is the younger version of me that just maybe wasn't as good, I guess. Oh, still ignoring that play. Both of us fighting over some territory. And they're good fights. They're important, but they need to happen. Oh, I get super aggressive. That's interesting. I kind of like it, but I should have played here ages ago at J14. Take that spot. You gotta have that safety. Yikes. Oh man. Yeah, see, that was all for nothing. He's gonna kill off those 3. They're safe. Whatever. He's getting a little bit constricted though, right? Like he's got this group here that's only got 1, 2, 3 liberties. And if it connects to another group, it's this one, which is also kind of getting boxed in. Mind you, with 3 moves, he can kill off these stones. But if I can connect up, there's potential for trouble in there, which would actually save this group that I've been screaming about getting safe by playing here or here, right? Like, gotta save that, man. You can't leave those opportunities out there for your opponent to just take them. Sealing, all right, these are like end game type plays as we sort of progress here. He's attacking that corner aggressively, but he's not going to get any. Shoot, did he just get that? Wow, I'm going to back it up. Okay. Goes down here, I back away. I think I might have cost myself this corner with a little misplay. I did sort of a safe play by going down here at L2 to sort of strengthen up this outline, right? Because there's a cutting point right there. I didn't want him to get that. But that was under the assumption that this group was safe. But that would mean I'd have to play here at T2 in order to have two eyes. And I didn't do that, and black recognized it. Good on him. Played in there. Oh, see, now I'm threatening. Okay, okay, what's going to happen here? Ignore this. This could still go either way, I think. I have the potential to kill off those two, because this could be game-changing down here, and I don't have these, memorized. And I think that is a lot of what these Josekis are at this point, is in these corners. Like, if you know how this plays out, that's an advantage. You know whether you have to deal with it or not. And honestly, I don't know. It's complicated because black can play here and put me in Atari, but then I can take him, and then black can take me here, and then I would play here, I guess, but then I'm down to one. I could also play here to start it off. Maybe then he connects up, but then he's down to one, and then I still need to back off and connect up to this group. So who knows? There's a lot of different ways that can play out, and all I'm trying to say is if you do know those, it's an advantage if you know how they work out. So, but man, they get complicated, and it takes a lot of brain power, and sometimes I don't have that. So we digress and play out this middle of the board, and it's crazy that this is still open. I gotta play there. J14, come on. He can, if he plays here at K14, he's killing that whole group. Ugh. Ouch. He's still attacking down there, though. Sure, doing his thing. We switch down to the bottom, seal up our terror. There it is! Like 50 moves afterwards, after I first mentioned it. That was way too late for both of us on both of our parts. So anyway, we can probably speed through the rest of this game. This one's been going on for 20-some odd minutes. We have end-game type moves here again. We're just kind of rounding out the territory, fighting in the middle over a little bit of space. Pretty much done. Seal up that group. Yeah, nothing game-changing at this. So down here, what did happen? Because we kind of stopped playing down here. I played in, he just ignored it. Played up the top, which I don't think did him anything. And then I took it. Okay, so I ended up winning that back. Yeah, I think this game might have got out of hand, actually, in terms of the score. So that ends at 259 moves. We both pass. Estimate the score. White by 62. So I doubled my score against him in the second game. So that's kind of the whole point of the experiment, is to see how that went in the second match. Once you know your opponent a little bit and you know how they're playing and what their tendencies are, then you can work around that and try to exploit their weaknesses and do what you do best against their weak defenses, or try your best, or maybe improve. Maybe the first time you get beat and the second time you make it a close game, or maybe you win. So anyway, all that to say, there's going to be more rematches coming in the future. I have a few of these lined up, and that one was kind of interesting. It'd be fun to see sort of a win-loss. I think I actually have one that might be a sort of a three-peat, where one of us wins, one of us loses, and then we play a third match, a tiebreaker. And honestly, I don't know who wins that. So anyway, look for that one coming up. And until then, we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.